Let's talk family meetings. Were you ever a part of a family meeting? When you were growing up, did your family have meetings where your voice as a child was heard? As you're raising your children right now, do you have family meetings where there's a safe place for your child to express his or her opinions? Family meetings are essential. If you go into major corporations, you know they meet. They meet once a week. Why? So that the left hand knows what the right hand's doing, so that they can come together to be productive, to move forward, right? Isn't that what we want to do as a family? Be productive so we can grow together to move forward? Makes sense. But we're living in such close quarters, and we're basically on top of each other, sometimes stepping on each other's toes, that things have to get worked out. And often the things erupt and are buried. Erupt and are buried. And that's the way most families go about their frustrations and their conflicts. It's not the healthiest way, though. What I found the healthiest way is to have family meetings. So let me explain to you a little bit about how family meetings run and what they look like. As soon as you say family meeting, if you have not started this at the time your children are under the age of 5 years old, you're going to be like, what? They can't sit, they don't listen. They know, and they can. If you don't start family meetings before they're under the age of 5, and you begin when they're preteens or teens, you're going to get the rolled eye. You're going to get them, oh my God, this is so lame. Tough. Move forward. They're saying those words, but in the back of their head, they're like, I hope this works. I hope somebody takes control of the reins here. I hope somebody can hear me. I hope somehow my pain eases. I hope somehow this family becomes a safe place. This is what they're saying in their hearts, in their subconscious, maybe buried deep, 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 deep as their eyes are rolling. Okay. So how does a family meeting work? One person takes control. That person's called the facilitator. It's usually the mother. That person learns the rules for the family meeting. You can just private message me or put down below that you want the parenting manual, and in the parenting manual it has the exact formula for the family meeting. So moving forward, basically at the family meeting you're going to have one agenda, right? You have a business meeting, you have agendas, and you accomplish those agendas and you solve your problems. So we're going to have one agenda per meeting, especially in the beginning. As your family gets used to meetings and there's no more eye rolling and everybody's used to the process, you can have 2. But usually a family meeting can last anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. So you want to make sure that the issue is addressed and you move on. Now what I've discovered is family meetings can be really, really heated sometimes, like super heated. So the way to have one person speaking at a time is to use a feather or a very soft, light toy. Why a feather or a light toy? This is, you speak when this is in your hand. If you don't have the feather, you can't speak. If you don't have the bear, you can't speak, right? And that way, only the facilitator gets to speak without holding onto the feather or the bear. And that way, it sort of gets people to remain quiet. If they want to go next after somebody speaking, they go like this. And then the facilitator looks at them and nods, knowing that they've been acknowledged, and the hand goes down. That way, the whole time somebody's speaking, they're not facing this. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, you know. Right? It's respect. A lot of respect happens at family meetings. One of the ways we're respectful at family meetings is that we use I messages. So we don't attack people. He does this, he does that, he does this, you don't see it, he does this. That's not what a family meeting's for. That you can do that without a family meeting. Family meeting is to discuss your emotions and how it makes you feel. There's times when I feel really threatened by what he does, and it makes me feel right. You're talking about I, not him. What he does is irrelevant. It's how you feel. He doesn't know how it makes you feel. Now all of a sudden he's learning, right? He might never speak during the meeting, whoever he is, but he's listening. He can hear it. No one has to speak at a family meeting, but everyone is heard at a family meeting, and everybody gets to speak over and over and over again until they feel that they're heard. Now, one of the tricks that I bring in at the end of the family meeting is what I call the mitzvah box. Now, in our family, we had a mitzvah box sitting in the hallway upstairs between the bedrooms. It was usually like in front of the bathroom. And next to the mitzvah box was a pad of paper and a pencil. And what the children were encouraged to do at different stages of their lives was to catch each other doing good things and write it down on a piece of paper and to put it into the mitzvah box. But that's not all. At the bottom of the paper, before they put it in there, they signed their name. Now, why is that important that they sign their name? Because when we start to go through this mitzvah box, we're going to read what everybody did during the week or during the month, but it's the person whose name that's signed below that is going to be written with a check on my chart. And they're the one who gets the point, not the one who made his bed, because you're supposed to make your bed. You're not going to get a point for making your bed. That's what you're supposed to do. But when you catch your brother doing something good, and you write it down that he did good and you sign your name, you get the check for catching your brother doing something good. Now, why do I have this? Because it's so easy when you're living in close quarters to catch each other doing bad things. They drive you crazy. You always do this. So you want to train their brain to catch each other doing good things. And that's what I found the mitzvah box did. And the mitzvah box also did another thing. At the end of the meeting, which can sometimes be very heated, it brings a little bit of humor, because I'm not an idiot. I know that sometimes right before the family meeting, kids are running over and trying to get as many points as they can, and they're interviewing their brothers and sisters and saying, what did you do good this week? What did you do good this? It doesn't matter how they do it. It's the fact that they're doing it. So when we start to read these things at the end, some of the things are really funny, really silly. We wind up laughing. And then we end the family meeting with a hug. Oh, I should tell you that what are the checks for? What do they get the points for? Each point is worth a certain amount of rewards, and I would symbolize this in a chip. If they got 1 point, then they get a white poker chip. If they had 5 points, they would get a blue poker chip. If they had 10 points, they could get a red poker chip. And they could cash these in at any point, or they could save them. And I would let them know what the prizes are. Maybe 10 red poker chips, right? That would be 30 points, would be a movie out with me. Or an hour past your bedtime with me. Or 15 minutes alone with me, on top of the 15 minutes alone that you get daily with me, right? So what did I do? I made myself the prize. I made myself the prize because when you're in a family, what do they want? They want to spend time with the mother. They might roll their eyes and say, no, I don't. But yes, they do. They want that connection. And I, as the mother, want that connection with them. So many things take me away from them. Work and other family responsibilities and household responsibilities. But what I would really love to be doing is just sitting there connecting with my child and laughing with my child in any way that we could do this. So it makes me the reward, and also shows them that I value spending time with them. It's a beautiful thing. Then, after the family meeting's over, we end with a group hug. And in that group hug, we do a family prayer. And for us, we did the Shema. For you, you could do any prayer you want, or make a family slogan during your meeting, and you can end with that family slogan. You could do a family chant, a family song, whatever you want. And then what's important afterwards is to follow up with a family activity. Why? Because a lot of times we get stuck in our patterns of negative behavior and negative thinking. The family meeting just transitions you into evolving into a more peaceful family. But if you don't practice what you just learned, you could forget it. That's human nature. So now you do a family activity and it sort of reinforces everything you just learned because you get a chance to put it into play during this family activity time. Okay. So that is your Bubbie Pin for today. I really suggest you have family meetings. Again, just private message me or put a message down below if you want the parenting manual. It has all the information on the family meetings all there for you, plus so many other great tidbits. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. Please share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. And that's your Bubbie Pin for today. Catch you tomorrow.